Prepare to experience the strongest radio allowable by law. Secrets will be revealed. Myths dispelled. From the studio gym where excuses never apply, it's Superhuman Radio with your host, Carl Lenore.
Hey, welcome back to another episode of Superhuman Radio. Today is Tuesday. This is August 25th, 2020, and we are starting the day off with the BluePrint Power Hour with my co-host, Coach Rob Regish. He'll join me in just a moment. Of course, first we have to acknowledge our title sponsor, Legendary Foods. EatLegendary.com is the website. SHR10 is the coupon code to save 10% off everything. They've got some. I happen to have gotten a peek behind the curtain. You will not believe the flavors of tasty pastry that are coming your way. I mean, you won't believe the flavors. That's all I'm going to say. So if you're a fan of tasty pastry, get ready to be rocked because the guys at Legendary Foods have been working tirelessly to come up with an assortment of flavors that will satisfy everyone and anyone who wants a healthier Pop-Tart that has less than 1 gram of sugar, 9 grams of high-quality, high-leucine protein, and 3 to 4 impact carbohydrates. Your world is about to be rocked. So stay tuned for that. Of course, let's go ahead and get Coach Rob lined up with us here and get his music playing.
Calling all BluePrint Army. Fall in line. It's time for the BluePrint Power Hour with Coach Rob Regish on the Superhuman Radio Network.
How are you, Rob?
I'm doing great. I wanted to send some quick birthday wishes out to two people. One, Bill Mack, great guy that I met many years ago. And secondly, from the SHR family, Wade Johnson.
I know. I just saw that. It's his birthday today, right?
Yeah. And you know, it's funny. Somebody emailed me yesterday and said, hey, you know, I missed the show you and Wade used to do. It was great and blah, blah. But yeah, I hope the big guy has a great day. Great day. Both of them.
Hold on. Let me put this up. You know what? I saw it this morning and I don't know how I forgot about it, but let's just go ahead and put up happy birthday to Coach Wade Johnson real quick and acknowledge that it's his birthday. I wonder if he's going to do birthday squats today. Oh, look, I just disappeared. My green screen. Let me fix my
It wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, that's exciting. It's very, very exciting. Yep. I wonder how old he is. Do you know how old he is?
I have no idea, but he's lifting weights that people in their 20s can only dream of. So think about that.
You know, there was a debate going on this morning on Facebook. Yeah, I just disappeared. I'm coming back. About what's better, to be strong or to look like you're strong. And I will say unequivocally that I'd rather be strong than look strong. I started saying that years ago. There's lots of guys who have muscle. They look strong, but for some reason they focused on high repetition, mind-muscle connection. Building muscle has been more important than building strength. And as a result, they're just not strong. They can't. Strength starts in here. Strength starts in here.
Yeah, as an old-timer told me way back when, he said, you can either be a show horse or a workhorse. Make sure you're a workhorse. Yeah. So I would agree with you. We're definitely on the same page there.
I want to be strong. I don't want to look strong. So Solomon Dreathers says, I've got some pretty severe shoulder issues, in particular, a torn labrum, and according to my doctor, some pretty severe arthritis. He's recommending surgery, but I'm not keen on getting that. Will glucosamine help me? What about CSIS?
Well, the good news in this case is that it sounds like he got a accurate formal diagnosis. So what do we know? First, we know he has a torn labrum. We don't know to what extent, but at least we know what one of maybe hopefully the only underlying issue is. Secondly, we know that there's some arthritis in the picture. The word severe, I think, was used, which usually means little to no cartilage left. So bone on bone. Very, very painful. Now, let's talk about options. To date, I am not aware of any supplement or drug that can reliably fix what I will call structural issues, okay, aka like a labrum tear. Now, yes, it's true that here and there you're going to hear about things like BPC 157 fixing something like this. But to my mind, it's highly dependent upon what that issue is, right? Hopefully, it's something that the doctor can look at and say, yep, you've got a tear, but you know what? With enough time and rest, it'll heal itself. In that event, certainly BPC will benefit you. If, like me, however, a piece of your labrum was torn off, very small piece, and it's floating around inside the shoulder capsule, and that's what's causing pain, it's doubtful BPC 157 or anything like it is going to reconcile that.
Right, and mainly because I want to point out something, because so if you think of the muscle as a strap or a belt, and it depends on the entire belt to get its tensile strength from. And now you take a scissor and you cut a half-inch notch out of the top of that belt. That belt is more likely to stretch further at the top and less at the bottom, which is going to put uneven stress on that muscle. And so you're not patching that hole. You're making it heal, but it's not going to bridge. It's not going to miraculously grow across that space and fill in that notch. So it really depends on the severity of the tear, where the tear is, what kind of tear it is. There's a lot more to this than just, oh, you have a torn labrum, use this drug. Right.
And so if it is something that requires surgery, to bite the bullet and get it done. Second, or maybe third, I do believe, and glucosamine helps, even in those instances of severe arthritis, like I have, where there's no cartilage left. It makes a big difference for me. How big? It's the difference between me not even being able to hold a handstand and being able to do reps with a weight vest, okay? So glucosamine, I think, will only benefit you. Even more so, though, in combination with CSIS. Those two, that combination, works best for me. Really good. Although neither is going to regrow cartilage, right, especially from nothing, the reduction in pain and the recovery in your range of motion and consequently your quality of life is remarkable. At least I found it so. Now, I'm going to caveat the CSIS thing with this. There is a new CSIS that I'm using that far outperforms any other. And I have used a lot of CSIS over the years. Incredibly, these are only, I think they're 400 milligram capsules. It is effective at just 2 capsules a day. And if you take CSIS and any of the major brands, 2 caps is half to a third of the dosage of most products. So whatever it is they're doing to source that stuff, they're doing something right. Now, otherwise, I would tell you certain types of collagen certainly help, along with hyaluronic acid, as well as we've discussed Boswellia serrata. I heard from a guy a couple of weeks ago. He said, hey, I tried that Boswellia stuff. My God, thank you. I feel so much better. So in summary, I would encourage you to experiment with the compounds that I've mentioned here. There are others you can try, but those are the best of the best, in my opinion. Most importantly, though, get the surgery done to fix the underlying issue right at hand. I think you'll find it really is necessary in some cases. It sounds like it's going to be necessary in yours. And once it's done, right? Hopefully for good. So
nothing that you can buy over the counter will work as good as growth hormone. Nothing. Growth hormone is the only thing that will regrow cartilage. It's a fact. In fact, If you don't believe this, I mean, I did a show with Alan Dunn, Dr. Alan Dunn, which I think he may have passed away because his website is down now, who was doing intra-articular growth hormone injections for people who were slated to get knee surgeries, knee replacement, and they didn't need the knee replacements after just 6 months. But
Wow.
if you don't believe it works systemically. You don't have to inject it in the knee joint. He was doing that because he wanted the greatest effect of the growth hormone to stay within the synovial capsule. That's why he was doing it. But any bodybuilder who's using 4, 5, 6 IUs a day for a couple years will tell you that they suffer from pain, joint pain. This joint pain is a result of something called joint crowding. What that means is that the cartilage continues to grow to the point where now it becomes a problem.
Wow.
So that's an extreme case, right? So think about this. If you have been told by your doctor, you have the onset of arthritis in your knees, get growth hormone now. I have a good friend. I'm not going to mention his name because he hasn't authorized me to, but he watches the show in the afternoon from time to time from his office. That about 6 or 7 years ago, his doctor was telling him, you're going to need knee surgery on this one. He's an avid runner. I think he took 2 IUs of growth hormone a day, 5 days a week for about 5 or 6 months. He went back and had his knees x-rayed. The doctor says, I don't know what you're doing, but keep doing it. Your knees look great. And he stopped using growth hormone and is still running today. So you don't have to use it forever. You don't have to use it forever.
It doesn't have to be intra-articular in the case where there's no cartilage. You can just shoot it.
No, it's going to work. It works on all the cartilage. In fact, growth hormone exerts its greatest growth-provoking effect on chondrocytes all over the body, in your hands, in your knees, in your hips, everywhere. So if you have arthritis, stop fooling around with stuff that's not going to do anything for you or just going to make the pain go away, and get yourself some growth hormone. However you have to do, get legit growth hormone and start using it. Your arthritis will go away. Why doctors don't want you to do this, I have no idea. Let's see. So we have a question from, you know what? Hold on. Before I post this question, let me go to my Facebook page, because my personal Facebook page, I've learned for some reason switches the privacy right when the show starts, and I'll probably be able to see this person's name once I get that. So let's go ahead, and we're going to go to the next question, and then we're going to come back to this comment about, let's see here. This question comes from Myron Gray. Hold on just 1 second, everybody. Just give me 1 second. Here we go. See, it always does this. Let me see if I can see this person's name now. I guess Facebook has changed their layout just this morning. And I can't, and it looks bizarre to me. Here we go, public. And now let's see if that name shows up. I think it did show up. Hold on, let's go to this question. Are the peptides currently available as strong, effective as growth hormone? Yes, if you use GHRP6 and CJC1295 together, you probably will see some of the same effects. But nothing works as good as growth hormone, and here's why. Because these other peptides are causing you to secrete your own growth hormone. And depending on your age, you may not respond as well. Taking 2 IUs of real growth hormone a day will fix your arthritis in your entire body. That's it.
Wow.
All right, so the next question comes from Myron Gray. I'm setting up a new routine, and I'm thinking about training Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or Tuesday, Thursday. I'm 35 years old, have been training for about 10 years, and I'm interested primarily in getting stronger. I also heard a Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday schedule works well, with Wednesday and weekends off. What's the best training frequency?
When you're setting your workouts up, your training up, this is probably the single most difficult question to answer. There are plenty of automated programs that can tell you based on your 1 rep max how much weight to lift down to the pound, how many reps, how many sets, even how long to rest in between sets. What they can't tell you is how quickly you will be able to repeat that workout and recognize an increase. So The short answer to this question is it depends. It depends on a lot of things. And to make matters more difficult, it's a moving target. So let's look at an example. Lifter A, he's 35 years old, trains hard. His workouts usually take only around 30 minutes. He sleeps a lot, he eats a lot. He tends to make smaller jumps when adding weight from workout to workout. And he's using something like Centogen for 8 weeks at a time and then 1 month off. Lifter B is 35 too. He too pushes himself in his training, but his workouts typically last 2 to 3 hours. He doesn't sleep much. He eats enough. And when he does jump the weight, though, he's usually very aggressive. Whereas lifter A is content with a 1 to 5 pound increase on most movements, lifter B is trying to slap 25 to 50 pounds on his big lifts, sometimes more. His only supplement is protein powder, and a lot of it. But still, despite their identical age and the optimal training frequency for each lifter is going to be different. In some cases, dramatically so. I would tell you that in the instance of lifter A, he stands a really good chance of making things work for 4 days a week for long stretches, let's say for 6 to 8 weeks. Lifter B is not going to be able to maintain that type of training frequency. Much more likely he's going to do better on a 2-day-a-week schedule. Most of what he's doing past the 60-minute mark in most cases is working against him. And the best diet in the world isn't going to help, especially if he's not sleeping well, or at least regularly. Regularly attempting jumps of 25 pounds or more outside of the newbie stage, that's going to plateau you real fast. You may try that once in a while when you're really feeling good, but there's no way you can do it, with any regularity. It also doesn't help that he isn't availing himself to, let's say, intra-workout nutrition and supplementation, because we know if supplements make a difference, the one place they do it is while you're training. So you can see here how many different things go into it. And this is just scratching the surface. That's the scary part. When you take into consideration all variables, though, you're going to find that one of the things that you run into is this, especially if you're using, let's say, the total tonnage method. Your training frequency is going to be stretched out somewhat. And so what do I mean by that? What I mean is it's only logical that as you get stronger and you lift more weight for more repetitions, the stresses on your body grow. And while your muscles will adapt and get larger and stronger, your internal organs don't, right? The same internal organs that have to process the increased metabolic waste, etc., as a result of these training loads that are, magnified here, 1, 2, 3, week after week, month after month. So you need to be cognizant of that. Now, that's truer in some training methods, such as total tonnage. You're going to see that real fast. It's not as true with 1 rep max type loading patterns, but it's still there. The final thing I would tell you is something that has never failed anyone who took me up on this. Never. Keep your workouts to 30 minutes or less, or at least the work sets that you do to 30 minutes or less. Every single person who has done that, taken me up on that, saw better results. They get more done in 30 minutes than most guys do in 3 hours. They recover faster and they grow better. So I would tell you, try those suggestions on for size and let me know how it treats you. I am betting that you will gain strength a lot faster and in the long run, rack up greater long-term strength increases than you otherwise would. The shorter answer that I can give to this is train as frequently as your body will register and increase. In other words, if you're gaining strength workout to workout, even a little bit, you're on the right frequency. It's not going to stay that way forever, though, and that's the trick.
You know, we just had Dr. Brad Schoenfeld on the show a couple months ago, maybe last month.
Yeah.
No one has researched the metabolic adaptation and muscle building effects of exercise as he has. And we actually talked about this. The idea that you have to fit your workout frequency to a 7-day week, it's arbitrary. You don't have to fit it in the 7-day week. You may fit it into a 9-day week. You may fit it into a 12-day week. I made the greatest strength gains of my life training 1 day on and 2 days off and not paying attention to, I got to hit my back again next week.
Yeah.
I just let it roll in when it rolled in. So this whole idea that what works best Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and take Saturdays off, none of that works best. What works best for you is work out at a certain frequency. And always find that you will always find that a little bit less is more, as opposed to a little bit more is more. So if you find a frequency that you are working and you're training and you're making gains, take an extra day off. Don't add a day in. You'll find out that you'll build muscle faster. You'll build strength faster. But get away from this 7-day. I gotta make my routine fit this 7-day template. Your body doesn't know Monday from Thursday. It doesn't know that. You need to fix the dates, the days that you train based on how quickly you recover, and listen to your body. If you wake up in the morning and you think to yourself, oh God, I got to train back today. Don't think that you're a puss because you're going to go take off an extra day. Take off that extra day. You'll be stronger when you go into the gym anyway.
Yeah, if you err on the side of more recovery versus less, you'll never go wrong. And the final definitive statement I think you can make about that training frequency, which is making your point, any fixed training schedule will ultimately fail with time. It's a moving target, and just err on the side of more recovery versus less.
I don't know why Facebook blocks some people's screen names and others not, but we're getting a hello from down under in Australia, I'm assuming. Hello from Oz. And so if you could just type your name and we'll put it up here. So Danny Oquendo, Geraldo Oquendo, who watches the show in Colombia, says, do you recommend HGH over a mix of BPC 157 TB 500 or a mix of GHRH plus BPC 157 plus TB 500? What's better? So in order for BPC 157 to work, there has to be growth hormone in your body. BPC 157 works by directing growth hormone's attention. Make no bones about it. Growth hormone is still working. If you're old and you're not taking growth hormone, you're not going to see the same results from BPC 157 as if you were taking it with growth hormone or a good secretagogue like GHRP6 plus BP 157 or modified growth factor 1 through 29. TB 500 is a completely different thing. TB 500 modulates an immune response. That's the thymus gland. It's not a growth factor. It's an immunofactor. And your immune system plays a big role in recovery from workout to workout. Because what is the army of the immune system, boys and girls, that Uncle Carl has said for years now? Oh, inflammation, right. And inflammation plays a role in repair of damaged muscle tissue. So TB 500 is not the same thing of any of these other things we're talking about. It's completely different, and it should be viewed as different. It's not going to cause you heal soft tissue the way BPC 157 is, but it is going to modulate a healthier immune response that should have a result of improving. He says it's Wally Big Wall. Okay, who's Wally Big Wall? I'm sorry. Here's another question from a listener, a viewer, and then we'll go on to the. Hey guys, my girlfriend's stepdad was just diagnosed with advanced prostate cancer, and the doctor expects him to migrate to other tissue. They are putting him on meds to crush meds. I'm assuming he means crush testosterone And I'm immediately thought of the possibility of using LGD. No SARMs. He shouldn't use any of that stuff. In fact,
Can't hear you, man. Oh, Carl cut out. I can't hear him, huh?
Uh-oh. Can he hear you?
No, the listeners say they can't hear him either, so I don't know what's going on.
Goodbye.
I love you.
I love you. I'll see you tonight.
Okay. Faith Fitness guy, KK, you are correct about my first show. Can you please let me know if you hear my voice? It sounds like you can. Thank you. Yeah, same here.